Yo, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. It's your man, the King of Truth. King Truth is Allah. Coming on this Knowledge Power Refinement Day, which equals equality. I'm gonna get into social media rule changes and a good woman and a good wife and money. So, check these videos out. Peace.
There's a viral video that's going on. I don't know who the content creator is, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the content creator. And the content creator, the question is, between two women, you receive $10 million or your dude receive $100 million. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. Here go the video. I'll be back.
Receive $10 million or your nigga receive $100 million?
Receive $10 million. My man received $100 million because he gonna give me some. What you mean?
That's that nigga like that? What you think?
Give me my 10. That's that. Yeah. How much for the nigga? 100. But okay, he probably lied, tell you he got 2, if even $1 million. Right? Yeah. Give me my money.
So as y'all can see in the video, he asked him. He said, "Hey, would you rather receive 10 million or your dude receive 100 million?" The girl was so locked in with her dude. She said, "Hey man, let him get the 100 million because I know he's gonna break me off." Evidently, they got a good relationship to the point where she trusts her man to be a provider and to break bread with her. Now, the whole time, the other friend might be single, right? She seemed like she a headache. She say, "Nah, just give me my 10 million. The girl is still convinced that, hey man, I want my dude to get the money so he can break me off. She's thinking about their relationship. Then here comes the negative ass friend. And all of y'all women have them. So pay attention, man. The reason why I'm breaking this to you is because you have somebody in your circle right now that's supposed to be your friend that's constantly trying to get you to lose the good thing that you have. She's trying to convince the girl, hey man, take the money for you. He might get more and lie. That's what they do. That's what they do. And if you're able to be influenced like the other little girl, you're going to end up losing. Despite what y'all say out here, man, real men are trying to build with real women. Plain and simple. It's a lot of y'all that got good men right now that does everything for you. And I swear to God, if y'all was to break up and that same homegirl that don't like him so much, if she had the opportunity to turn around and mess with him, she would. And I guarantee you, she wouldn't give a fuck about y'all friendship because she realized that you had something good. A lot of y'all are being tricked out of y'all spot behind friends like this. There's a viral video.
Hey, yo, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. This is your man, the King of Truth. King Truth is Allah, coming on this Knowledge Power Refinement Day. Knowledge Power Refinement in our supreme mathematics adds up to equality. And so that's what I'm getting to today. Equality. Peace, right? Okay, so I shared this this post, this video on my Instagram, and I'm gonna put the video up here too. I think I'm gonna put the video up here, but I need a facial. I ain't been getting myself a face. I'll be too tired to scrub my face. But I put this video up here, right, on my Instagram, and it's about and it's his brother. What is it called? 100 Podcast, 100 Podcast, something, or Podcast Official, something like that, right? And so I shared him before. And so, so the video was him commenting, speaking on this video that he's seen. Now, I'm gonna just tell y'all this what's going on. I was on Instagram, and think it's the Instagram page Forbidden Knowledge is sharing. It's he made a post saying how, what is it, Sweden or Norway? Sweden is giving people legal rights to their face, to their likeness, so they can sue anybody that used their likeness in AI, right? If they defame you in AI, you could sue them. You could have the post shut down. And so YouTube sent me a email saying that I need to verify my ID, and or I won't have access to certain features that YouTube offers. Now, I never monetize my content. I just don't see the need. Don't see the need, right? So, I would want some money, but I don't get off into the ads. If I can't market or advertise what I want to advertise or believe in, I don't care to play that, right? But now, so now they saying in some more YouTube, Instagram stuff, social media apps, that YouTube app, that you won't be able to monetize if you take other people's content. You know they saying you can only monetize if you use only monetize if you use original content. Original content you can only monetize, right? And so if you edit somebody video and put it on yours, they gonna, I guess, review it for monetization purposes, right? And I say, well, I've always had a problem with YouTube and Instagram and Facebook monitoring stuff like Instagram, for example. Like you can't share videos, post videos of your favorite artists, and they'll take it down for copyright reasons, right? Now, and so the song could be 20 years old, 10 years old, 30 years old, and they'll take it down. To me, I think it does a disservice. If I'm an artist and people share my video, then I'm gonna get known. If I got product on the shelf or releasing product, then I'm creating a name, an internet footprint for myself, right? And so them taking down music that users don't have the right to, in the long run, hurts the artist. Like, what's the purpose of having a share button if you can't share music, if you can't express yourself through a video or a song from your favorite artist that's already been paid and that's being paid? The people sharing music is more exposure for the artist. Sharing a trailer, sharing a clip of a movie or a television show is more exposure for the show. So, you got to ask yourself, why do the social media owners don't like that? See what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. They ought to at least, if a song is 2 minutes, if a song is 4 minutes or 3 minutes, they should allow, that's my seat pump. They should let users that's going to put it up there least do half the time of the song or the video, like show 2 minutes of a 4-minute video, 1.5 minutes of a 3-minute song, things of that nature, right? So the artist gets, then the audience, the viewers, the followers can go to the Spotify, stream it to the iTunes, download the song, and the artist get paid. But for record companies to be on social media, artists to be on social media, and social media say you can't share music or post reshare, repost music, it's crazy. Or what they doing, they killing the viral game. They don't want you to go viral. They don't, they making it hard for people to go viral that's independent. See what I'm saying? So, to me, it don't make no sense. So, you got to ask yourself, why don't they want us to share content when they created the share button? You see what I'm saying? Paste and copy. Why don't they want us to share? That's crazy. It's helping the artists. It's helping independence. It's helping people get their content out there. So, policing that kind of takes away from the purpose of social media. So they going against their own creation. Why? Right? Why? That they gonna say, you can't make money if you respond to somebody else's video and you use their video in your video. That's crazy. That's what news do. News or capture some footage or take some footage and report on it. So, man, you got to ask yourself what's going on, right? Peace. So this video I'm going to put in here, I don't make no money off YouTube. I should probably be the highest paid motherfucker, I feel. You understand? If they really paying, people really making $1 million off YouTube videos, I feel I ought to be in that category. I don't have no problem with money, right? So, but this, so the brother I'm gonna put up here speaking on another video, and this about equality. This about man and women treating each other equal, right? So a street reporter, a street reporter that's going around just questioning people, asked these two young women, these two young black women, he asked them if, would you take $10 million for yourself? I mean, they don't tell you how to spend it. Would you take $10 million for yourself, or would you turn down the $10 million and your dude, your husband, your fiance, your long-term boyfriend, would you let him get $100 million? And, with no strings, he could do whatever he want with the money. You could do whatever you want with the money. No strings. And the girl that had a good dude said, she said, I would get the money. I would go, I would get $100 million to my dude. And, and her girl was like, no, you gotta keep the 10 million. And then brother jumped in and said, see, that's what I'm talking about. Women with no man and never had a good man gonna always try to break up a relationship. Always gonna tell a woman that's in a relationship wrong. Right? So, that ain't my beef. My beef was, I asked some women, how they feel about it. And so I added on to the question. I asked them, I say, if you was married 10 years and, you and your husband working and somebody offered you 10 million or your husband 100 million, well, what you do? They said they would take the 10 million. And I was like, wow, that's a devastating disappointment answer to these women. That's, they were married, they prefer to be married, but when it's time to be a good wife, a thoughtful, thinking woman, they, in my opinion, chose the wrong answer. Now, with no strings attached with the money, you could do whatever you want with the money. They will take 10 million. So they used to be married. And so them taking the 10 million, I understand why they're not married no more. Or not married. You supposed to, and so if they would have chose, the 100 million for their husband, then they could have got the 10 million, or they could have split the money. They could have got 50 million apiece. And so the thing is, like, if you've been married 10 years and you want to be married and you had this big wedding and you had children with the man, why you don't love him enough or trust him enough to say, we're going to chop this money up. That is ridiculous. That's not a good woman. So the response is indicative, an indicator of what kind of woman would choose the 10 million for herself. And she'd been married 10 years and wanted to be a wife, wanted to be a mother. And when it's time to be a good woman and a good wife and a good mother, she choose herself. Money. They let 10 million, the thought of the man with access or with more money, your husband of 10 years that you sleep with every night. You don't trust him enough to give you 10 million or 20 million or 50. You don't trust the dude you've been living with, married, plan to stay with the rest of your life. Y'all could retire on the 100 million. So it's like, wow, women out here, they truly fucked up, man. They don't know what a wife or woman, a good wife or a good woman is. You see what I'm saying? They don't, that's not a good woman or wife. So equality is, what you want for yourself, you want for your brother. What you want for yourself, you want for your sister. If what you want for as a man, you want for your woman. You understand? So if the question was reversed, if somebody say, hey man, would you take $10 million or get $100 million to your woman. With no string, you know, y'all can do whatever you want with the money. What would you want him to do? True equality, you would want him to let you take the $100 million and y'all figure it out later. Y'all finna go to the same house in the same car. And you don't, that's crazy, man. So women gotta be careful that marry a man, take vows in front of a building, a church full of people, under God, under heaven. Take some holy spiritual, matrimonial vows. But when it's time to get a life and spend the rest of your life with the dude you finna marry comfortably, you think of yourself. That's ridiculous. And probably want a $3, $4, $5 million house. Then you do something with the $5, there ain't no more money. So man, black women need to wake up, man. You know, if you've been married, if you are married and you claim to love your husband, and you done everything under the sun with your husband, and when it's time to say, baby, we finna get, you know, your mentality is, baby, we finna get $100 million. We finna get $100 million. I didn't turn down 10. I turned down 10. We finna get 100 and ride off in the sunset and live on an island for the rest of our life. That man may still have to go to work based on your decision. Wow. So, you know, equality is, you know, dealing with all things fair. If you want that man to choose $100 million for you, you ought to think of doing the same. That's all I'm saying. You ought to think of doing the same. Right? So, you know, that's what a good woman would do. Damn that $10 million. He gonna give me 10 off the rip. You know, he gonna give me 50. If, you see what I'm saying? So man, but now if a man would hear your answer first and say, well, I'm gonna take the 10 million, then they ask him, what you think he gonna do? He gonna, like, you ain't thinking about retirement. You don't want to live the rest of your life with me. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, you know, man. So, yeah, man, y'all need to learn equality, and equality is dealing with all things equal, dealing with all things fair, and, you know, it's like, you know, do unto others, or treat people how you want to be treated. It's trust. You know, you can't be married to a man 10 years and don't trust him to look out for you, and he ain't cheated, he love you, and he didn't, you know, settle down and got thinking of you and only you, and ain't cheated, ain't go to work and want to take care of you, and you think of you, that's, you know, you're not a good woman, man. That's all I'm saying. That's not a good woman that would choose over $100 million and so, you know, a good woman would be thinking about $100 million to the household. See, if you feel that way, then, you know, you really ain't got that man. You know, that, you know, y'all really ain't a real couple. Y'all not a real husband and wife are a team, a partnership, a couple. You see what I'm saying? That's just a real relationship, a real marriage is they trust. You know, you the woman, the father, you know, they play the trust game, and the woman, you know, the woman to stand with her back, you know, to her husband, and she'll fall back with no doubt that he gonna catch her. And it's vice versa. See what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all don't trust people you say you love, men that you say you love. That's why that's why these marriages be breaking up. I mean, y'all, to me, man, I think people try to get married to save their relationship when they should just have a big old breakup party. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, man, that a wife that's been taking care of business, know her husband love her, know they want to be together, will choose the 100 million for the dude, and they finna go live. You understand? That's, man, if you choose yourself, you might not have a husband for long. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out. Peace.
A woman who calls you babe, baby, or sweetheart means nothing. A woman who buys you gifts means nothing. This one's gonna be hard. A woman who becomes the mother of your children means nothing. A woman who moves in your home and lives with you means nothing. A woman who posts all kinds of social media about you online means nothing. A woman who marries you means nothing. What truly matters is a woman who genuinely respects you, values and stands by you, who is willing to grow with you and support you and build a life with you. That, my friends, means something. A woman who